Imagine you are walking down a crowded city block. You round a corner and towering above you is a 30-foot building. This building is covered in green. Not green paint. Something alive. The largest living wall in North America is located in Longwood Gardens, Pennsylvania. It measures 3,590 square feet. Patrick Blanc, an innovator in the field of vertical gardening, creates gardens in hotels, museums, and on public buildings around the world. Vertical gardening has great potential in our Hawaiian paradise.
Almost 90% of the food that we eat is imported. That means it comes in on an airplane or a ship. And it's very expensive from a fuel cost viewpoint, from a transportation viewpoint, and from an environmental impact viewpoint.
You know, it has a lot to do with kind of making urban areas much more livable and much more enjoyable. They just opened that low-income housing unit that had just been restored, and they put vertical gardens in there, and they put also rooftop gardens. They interviewed the people on the news, and just the excitement and the joy of coming home and having something so incredibly beautiful. When you green a space, you also really help with the temperature. I mean, all you have to do is walk out in the summer, and if you're walking out in a bare concrete place, and then you walk into an area that's all planted like a garden, it's actually cooler. I know even with the Whole Foods wall that's right here in Kailua, people literally gather around it. I mean, they're walking down the street and all of a sudden they stop and they look at it, and you can just see it's bringing a lot of interest and a lot of joy to. In Hawaii, your spaces are really little. I mean, there's not like a lot. I moved from the East Coast, and we have acres of land, and here the land is measured in feet. And if you can go up a wall and put part of your garden going up on the wall, how cool! I mean, all of a sudden you've got this like whole nother world.
Why don't we do it now? I mean, we have this wonderful year-round weather. All that kind of stuff, sunlight all the time. You know, one of the things that's challenging for us in gardening here, not only is the weather good, but the bugs and the insects, the harmful ones, as well as some of the diseases, are also abundant, more abundant than in areas where there's a winter freeze to help keep that under control.
There also isn't any great manual like this is what you do, 1, 2, 3. Everything is very it counts a lot on the space, on where you are and how you do it, and it's not as easy.
University research is the starting point for lots of us. Of course, we all have some experience. Some works better than others. When we do our own experience and experimenting, it's trial by ear.
We're still experimenting with growing food on vertical gardens. I think we can grow lettuce and kale.
Smaller plants, you can do a good job with beans.
We're just going to have to figure out whether we can actually grow
lots of herbs.
Eggplants, if they were kind of dwarf sizes, like the Japanese eggplants.
Some of the biggest things might be very challenging to grow pumpkins on a bush wall, or some squashes.
I'm not so sure about like tomatoes and squash and things like that, but
with a little bit of challenge, a little bit of support, it probably could be done.
Try to make it as simple as you can. You know, keep it simple, keep it sustainable, and keep it with things that people can afford. Not everybody wants to spend, you know, $40 or $50 on a woolly pocket to hang plants in. But then if you did gutters, leftover pieces of gutters, well, they're not so expensive. And then people can also take, like I've seen even wall gardens with soda bottles. think a lot of it is just, as with anything new, it's like people are afraid to try it. And I think as they're getting more, as more of them will be put up and as more of them will be around, people will start to see like maybe they could do this.